division in the Barnow's class. Okay, I'm going to talk you through our different ways of doing division. So our first way, we had 14 divided by 2 equals 14 shared between 2 is 7. So the children have been working on that. We've now changed it so that it looks like this. 14 divided by 2, and we put our answer here in the units. So we're following a units column. This is the same as saying 2 times something equals 14. We're looking for that missing number, and that missing number is 7. Or we could do it like this. So I've used the analogy of going to a bus stop. So here's our bus stop. How many 2s are there in 26? So we can go to the first person at the bus stop and say, okay, there are one lot of 2s in 2. How many 2s are there in 6? The next person at the bus stop. There are 3 2s in 6. Or, how many 3s are there in 15? We go to the first person at the bus stop. Well, there's not enough, which means that now the 2 people standing at a bus stop, we have to treat them like a couple. So we say, how many 3s are there in 15? There are 5 groups of 3 in 15. Or we can count in 3s until we reach the number 15. So we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 5 groups of 3. Moving on from that, we've now looked at division with remainders. So we've got a question that looks like this. 15 divided by 2. Okay, so I need to find out which number in the 2 times tables is closest but below 15. So the number in the 2 times tables that's closest but below 15 is 14. Okay, how many 2s are there in 14? There are 7 2s in 14. But now I have a leftover, or what we say in maths is a remainder. So how do I get from 14 to 15? What's the difference? The difference is 1. So how many 2s are there in 15? There are 7, remainder 1. And then we can move on to slightly bigger numbers. So we go, for example, 49 divided by 5. Now some children can't hold this in their heads, so they need to write down the number that's closest in the 5 times table. What's the closest number in the 5 times table? Well, the closest number is 50, but we haven't got 50, so we need to go below. So the closest number below is 45. For some children, it helps them to write down this number here. How many 5s are there in 45? So I can count through my 5 times table until I reach to 45, or I can look on the flowers, how many petals have I gone round before I reach the number 45? I've gone round 9 times. Now, what's the difference between 49 and 45? Well, I can do 49, take away 45. And that leaves me with what's left over, or what we call in maths the remainder. So 49 take away 45 leaves us with 4. And that's where we've got to with our remainder sums. And this helps us with the beginning of long division. So our long division sums are going to look like this. How many 4s are there in 152? Okay, or 152 divided by 4. So I go to the first person at the bus stop. Can't find any 4s in 1. So I join the next two at the bus stop, they become a couple. How many 4s are there in 15? Okay, well I need to think of the closest number in the 4 times table that is below 15. That number is 12. Okay, how many 4s are there in 12? There are 3 4s in 12, or 4 times 3 equals 12. 15 take away 12 leaves us with 3. In the previous sums that would have been our remainder, but now we're continuing because we've got another person waiting at the bus stop. So we bring this number down to join the 3. The 3 becomes 32. How many 4s are there in 3? Well, we can't do that, there's not enough, so this becomes a couple. How many 4s are there in 32? So now we need to work out or count in 4s until we reach the number 32, or we look on the flowers for the petals, or we know it in our heads already. There are 8 4s in 32. So our answer, 152 divided by 4, equals 38. I'll show you that again with a different sum. So this time we've got 345 divided by 5. We go to the first person at the bus stop, we can't do it. So now we need to join up the first 2 people at the bus stop. What's the closest number in the 5 times table that is below 34? The closest number is 30. How many 5s are there in 30? Or what is 30 divided by 5? 30 divided by 5 is 6. If it was 16, then we could put a number here, but until then we leave that space empty. So then 34 take away 30 equals 4. Then we bring down the next person at the bus stop. How many 5s are there in 45? There are 9 5s in 45. So now we have 345 divided by 5 equals 69. We can check our answers by doing a multiplication sum. So we've got 69 times by 5 equals, and we do our multiplication in this way. 5 times 9 is 45. So I carry the tens and write the units in my answer. 5 times 6 is 30, and I have to add on the tens that I've carried over. 30 plus 4 is 34. So my answer to 69 times 5 is 345. 345 divided by 5 is 69. Therefore, I know that I've got my answer right. And that is how barn owls are doing their division.